basically the gist of this is you go round each of these segments and you've got to rate yourself. You've got to give yourself a point from 0 to 10. Okay? And don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just go through it, and whatever you feel is right for that specific segment, then just go for it. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay. First of all, let's just go through each of the segments. So mental and emotional. It's just your mental state. I like to think of this as your internal dialogue. So what's going on inside your mind, because the thoughts create your reality. Simple as that. So if you're thinking a thought consistently and you're thinking it again and again and again, it's likely that it will in some way manifest inside your reality. Okay, so think about the thoughts, some of the thoughts, or become aware of some of the things that you're talking about. Just remember, there's I wrote an ebook, and in it I talk about just the questions you ask yourself. So consistently throughout the day, you're asking yourself questions and you're answering those questions. So you're asking yourself a question and you're answering that question, and depending on what the question is, your mind will come up with an answer. So if you say, why am I so fat? Then your brain's probably going to say, because I'm a pig, because you're a pig. Now, there's a reason for that. It's because you're asking yourself the wrong question. So you can ask yourself a new question. So you put your focus upon a solution. So you think about, what's the solution that I want? What's my outcome? What's my outcome here? What do I want? So you want to lose weight, for example. This is just an example. So you want to lose weight. So you might ask yourself a question internally. What are some of the things that I could do in order to lose weight? And you ask your mind that question, and you might, you'll come up with probably exercise. And you continue to ask those questions, and because that's at the focal point of your mind, you'll be looking for solutions everywhere. But if you're asking a question that's related to the solution, then you will find an answer. You will find different answers depending on where you're looking, because that's at the forefront of your mind. So you're asking those questions, you're asking those questions, you're asking those questions, and bang, you'll get different answers appearing, because that's at the forefront of your mind. Those are the questions you're asking yourself. Now that might seem like common sense, but ask yourself, am I using common sense? Are you really using common sense? Because so many people are not using common sense, and it's just, sometimes we just need a reminder. We just certainly, even now, I might know all this stuff, all these tools, but I need reminders. Nobody's perfect. We just need reminders about common sense, because essentially common sense is that it makes our life easier. But there are these little tools that work on common sense, and if you're aware of them and you use them consistently, you will have results. So that's mental and emotional. Now the next thing is a career and job. Okay, is how are you feeling? That's pretty self-explanatory. Are you happy with your career? Are you happy with where you are? Happy with your job? And you rate yourself on that one. Wealth. Have you got enough money coming in? What are your financial goals? Do you want to earn $10,000 a year, £10,000 a year, or do you want to earn $1 million a year? That's what. So it's dependent on yourself. Everyone's different here, so there's no rules about where you are and where you want to be. Health. How's your health? Generally, if you're feeling tired all the time, and you're very lethargic and you haven't got much energy, then you might want to address an issue on your health. Physical fitness. This is a pretty big one for me because I like to keep physically fit, and I've got a pretty high demand for myself and physical fitness. Spirituality. Well, are you religious? Are you, do you follow Christianity or Catholicism, or are you just on your own path of spirituality? That's how are you feeling with that? Are you feeling connected to yourself in some way? That's how I see spirituality myself. How connected to myself am I feeling? Purpose. Now, I believe that everyone really has a purpose, and purpose is like it's those dreams that are hidden away that we're very passionate about, but we kind of hide them a little bit. In fact, we hide them a lot. We just know them inside our heart, but we don't talk about them to anyone. They're quite secretive, or maybe you do. I don't know. But purpose is that kind of is the big kind of fear boundary. It's like for a lot of people. I'm not saying everyone. For a lot of people, there's a big fear boundary there. So we don't talk about our purpose and what we want to achieve in life and our dreams. So what's your big dream? Come up with a big dream. If you don't have one and you feel like you're at a zero there, come up with one. It's time to come up with one. Contribution is a fundamental point for me. It's a fundamental form of spiritual growth, I find, is how are you contributing to your community? How are you contributing to the world? How are you contributing to the environment? What are the things that are important to you that you would feel that contributing to them would make you more of a powerful person, more of a person that was happy with themselves, that they'd done something that made an impact in the world? And contribution can be anything from giving a percentage of your earnings to charity. I heard there was a fundamental thing that I read in a book, and is to give 10% of your earnings to a charity that you're very passionate about, or an area of a charity that you want to help. Give 10% of your earnings to that charity. And it's, some people find that a little bit hard to grasp. Like 10% I'm just going to give away. Well, I can't even afford to live. Well, that's just the thing. It's like a backwards thinking here, because what happens is if we do that, it's an indication that our belief is shifting about abundance, and abundance is literally just believing that there's more than enough to go around. So by actually giving that away, we know that somewhere the universe is going to return that 10 times over. But it's just having that faith that it will. The next is intimate relationships. How's your intimate relationship? And if you're not in a relationship, then you can still have a high score with this, because you could be very in tune with yourself. You could know exactly what you want in life, and you could be in a right space to have a relationship, have an intimate relationship. So, and intimate relationships, how are you if you're in a relationship? How is that relationship doing? Family and friends are fundamentally important. I've kind of gone through a bit of a situation with family and friends, in terms of I basically neglected them for a long period of time when I was going through panic and anxiety, as you do, because you don't, you kind of go so far into yourself that you forget about the people that you love, and that's it. So good thing to do is to go through that. I'm going to do that now.